Now, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is make this website slightly more presentable, more colourful. We're going to add design to it. So imagine we've got a house, we're building a house. At the moment, we've just got the structure, the outside of the house. So look, okay, let's just have a look, building house. There we go, we've got our structure. Now what we're going to do is we're now going to add some paint to the house and design it. But we're not really building a house, are we? We're building a website. So, this is where something called CSS comes into it. This is some code I did earlier. We're using tags, but these tags are slightly different to what you've seen before. Allow me to explain. Body is literally all of the website. Now, if I choose the background color of the website to be green, and it's link, so this is called style, this is called index, which is my web page. Style index, style index. Without style, my website will look like this. With linking it to style, which is what this code does here, I'm linking the colors and a formatting to the structure. So now if I refresh, there you go. So if I want to change the color of the background, I can do by changing it on the style, and it changes it on the website. Now, what we're going to do now is change the H1. So whenever we use H1, I want it to be a certain color. So, if I go back to our code, H1, let's make it, in fact, orange. If I refresh our page, my title is now orange. Now look what will happen if I put H1 around this and turn this into an H1 title. So for H1, H1. If I press refresh, there you go. It's made it orange. But CSS isn't just about colors. No. It does other things as well. So let's have a look. If I go back to my style, for H1, I also want the text to be aligned into the center. So if I refresh, can you see what's happened? That jumped to the middle. If I change this to the left, I refresh. Let's imagine that I make this H1. And if I save it, the presentation is changed on here as well. Now on websites, you don't just have H1. You've got different types of headings. You can use H1, H2, H3, H4. Let's have a look at some. So let's change this. So if I refresh, oops, save, refresh. Let's change this back to the H2 now. Okay, see that's just gone big and bold. So beforehand, it was like this. Now, it's like that. So that's H2. H3. Let's turn this into H3. Not as big as H2, nowhere near as big as H1, but it's bigger than the normal text. Now, if I go back to our style, okay, so we want our H2 to have a color, and let's have the color to be blue. Let's make our text align right right. And finally, let's change our font size. Let's make it 16 pixels. There you go. Now I've made a mistake somewhere. It's because I spelled colour the English way. My bad. And there you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, CSS allows us to add style to our website, to add some class to our website. Whilst the structure, which is on a different file, is all about the content, the semantics, the structure, and then link together the style and the homepage by this, what I've highlighted there. Every time I update the style, it updates everything on the structure straight away, rapid time. So if I've got thousands of web pages linked to style, it makes it easier. So if I take BBC, you can see that you've got black here, a black navigation bar. If I inspect the elements, I guarantee we'll find CSS somewhere. If I do Control F, CSS. Alright, this website has got a lot of code, so let's find a different website, which is going to be easier. Let's go back to my brother's website, Main Stage Travel. And let's get rid of this for a second. Let's go here. Let's do MacAdoo Takeover. Okay. If I inspect element, if I open up the head, there you go. CSS. It's got quite a few bits of CSS. And CSS will basically, for every page connected to the style, update them all at once. So my brother's got quite a few different web pages. And each web page is simply connected together using the same style, CSS. So you've got one of these styles for all the web pages, and if you update it on one, it will update it on all of them. So let's take the BBC again. Okay. So what I'm going to do is change the color of the navigation bar. And to do that, it's relatively simple. I just go into the CSS. I change the color of the style. So let's change it to this. And there you go. It's changed. And it'll be changed for every single page. Magic. Definitely. I can change the font color. Let's make it black. And for some reason it hasn't actually displayed as black, but never mind. The point being is that by changing the style, it changes the content for every page which is linked to this style sheet.